Sepultura's founder, Max Cavalera, is one of my all-time metal heroes. And finally I get the chance to ask him what it was like starting out as an extreme metal band in Brazil.
Well, everything was a struggle, actually, from our own struggle of we didn't know how to play, but we want to have a band. Then we didn't have money, but we really wanted to be in a band. The money was never a problem, you know. You go around somehow, you figure out. Even how we look, we find ways. When we saw the Destruction album covers, they had bullet bells. So like, we have to look like those guys, man. You know, it's like, we look like shit, we look stupid. We need bullet bells. I think Igor came up with the idea, well, let's get a bunch of AA batteries, glue them together, take the picture from far. They will look like bullet bells. I was like, you must be nuts. It's not gonna work. And like, yeah, it works. So you work on those batteries for like a couple of days, and then they look perfect, look great. And it's like, man, cool. Now we got bullet bells. You know, what's next? You know. Crazy, man. The Brazilian crowd just went nuts from the first note. You know, the entire stadium went crazy, mosh pit. My head's going 1,000 miles an hour. Like, this is my country. This is where I grew up. We're playing in the biggest stadium in the world of soccer. All the people that thought Sepultura would never make it, everybody's here watching this, and we're turning it up. You know, and we're playing everything faster than we ever did.
Soldiers going nowhere. Soldiers blinded by their faith.
Kids identify themselves with them because they were poor. They started out without anything. They just like wanted to play metal and managed to make a living out of it.
A gente falou, não, Sepultura vai ser a nosso grande trunfo, né? Nossa bandeira do metal brasileiro. Porque o Brasil hoje, de certa forma, é reconhecidamente um país que não tem heavy metal, mas hoje também é reconhecido como o país do heavy metal por causa do Sepultura. E falar de Sepultura fora do Brasil é como falar de Pelé, Amazônia, Sepultura do Brasil, very important, muito importante, muito importante.
A few years after I got into Sepultura, they surprised me when they added traditional Brazilian instruments into their music. This shocked a lot of people in the metal community, including their own record company.
I think the owner said that he laughed, is like, why they want to go with a bunch of naked Indians in the middle of the Amazon? Why did they just record the album in New York? You know, something like that. You know, I think they didn't understand at first, but definitely when everything came focused, yeah, the project, that was awesome, man. You know, I think people were like blown away. I think a lot of countries fall under the idea that we should copy America. And music goes under that too. And I think it sucks, you know, because I don't think we should copy the States. I think we should have our own identity, you know?
Dude, that is a huge subway system. I saw in Brazil how a country's culture can be incorporated into metal music. But what about Japan, a place stereotyped for its obsession with Western culture? It's also known for its hard-working salarymen, conformity, and extreme organization, none of which seems very metal to me. So what happens to metal's rebellious spirit when it mixes with Japanese culture? Hopefully I'll find out at Loud Park, the biggest metal festival in Asia.
Tokyo, Japan! Lamb of God, walk with me in hell.
First time we came to Japan, we played a theater. We had like I think it was like a 3,000 seater theater, and everybody was sitting in their seats, and they had ushers in every aisle.
So we came here, not having any idea what was going to happen, not believing they were going to sit down. Because I'm like, there's no way you can sit down and watch a Slayer show. It just ain't going to happen.
And the minute we started playing, they got up and they rushed to the front, and the promoter at the time freaked out. They had never seen an audience just get up their seats and rush. And we were sitting there playing, and all of a sudden while we were playing, you could see all the ushers were like doing this. They made everybody get back in their seats. And everybody, so for the rest of the show, they sat on their seats. They did this.
Now the Japanese are moshing. Now the Japanese are body surfing. We've seen that complete evolution from when it wasn't allowed at all to now it's kind of like commonplace.
ね、日本のメタルファンの考え方は欧米の人たちの考え方とは違うと思うよ。全然違う。で、例えばその社会への反抗だとか、社会の不満みたいなものをねメタルに求めているかといったら多分ほとんどはノーだな。例えばね、日本で社会への反抗とかね、それからその自分が社会の中で孤立していて、その何かその代償みたいなものをメタルに求めているかって言ったら全然違うよ。
で例えばそのロックフェスティバルでも一緒ですけれども、非常にね彼らは礼儀が正しい。ゴミを捨てたりしてもそれを拾って持って帰ろうとする。自分がそのヘビーメタルのファンであると、例えばそれは悪魔的なイメージで語られるかもしれないけれども、それはコンサートの最中にこう乗っている時はそういうポーズをするんですけれども、そこから一旦離れると非常に礼儀正しい青年に戻るという感じです。
これも普段はスーツにネクタイしてやってるんですけど、やっぱりそういう普段の毎日のなんていうのかな、日常っていうか、それからああいうメタルみたいな激しい音楽を、家であったりこういうライブだったりで聴いてると一気にそうなんていうのかな、非日常にこう変わるっていうか、
気持ちが楽しくなるし、弾ける。
Sometimes Japan gets a little bit of a bad rap from people because of the way people kind of interact at the shows, or the lack of interaction or whatever. And to me, that's horseshit. I mean, it's a different way of expressing themselves, and we love going there, and we love all the toothbrushes that we get. We were wondering, of course, in the beginning if there was anything, we had bad dental hygiene or bad breath or whatever, but then again, you realize that it's their love. It's their way of showing love. Here, I have a toothbrush with some Japanese teddy bear on it or whatever, and it's like, okay, thank you.
Yeah. Do you like metal?
Yeah. I like metal.
Okay, and cut.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. I wish all my interviews are that easy.